guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 2. Last time we finished up all we had to do in Fun City and made our way over to Fienal, the final area of the game. Well, the main game anyway. And in between episodes, what I've done is I've blown pretty much all my skill points on pretty much all my characters. Well, Rain's got a little left. So I'm just going to go over what I've done on Claude. He's the furthest along, but pretty much everyone's going to be imitating similarly to what I've done with him. I'm not going to be leveling up music much more until we finish up the bonus dungeon, because I'd like, well, maybe with some people, but I'd like to show off the different enemies we can get, because we get another instrument in the bonus dungeon, and then I want to be able to show there's a different enemy for each level, or level, maybe 2 levels sometimes. But I'd like to show off as many as I can. I can't show off any of them below level 4 because I've leveled up with everyone too far, but oh well. I don't think there's anyone particularly special below that point. Aesthetic sense doesn't really matter. You can level it up if you want. It's just useful at this point for more item creation. Effort, patience, herbal medicine, tool knowledge for selling. Anything else just for stats. Anything with dexterity to increase our hit percentage. Mental science will be going up next. Biology you could go up with, it doesn't really matter. Even early in the game, if you level it up, it's a significant amount of HP, like middle of disc 1, but it costs so much to upgrade that it's just not really worth it in my opinion. Good eye you want to max out. Kitchen knife you want to max out. Scientific ability you want to max out. The next thing we'll probably be working on is metal casting and mental science. A little bit of MP. It's not going to make a huge difference at this point, but we're definitely going to want more MP as opposed to less. You could do radar now. I just kept fobbing it off because it really wasn't important. It just gives you random items, usually gems, so you could try and get gems that way, but we can already make all of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Hold off on piety till the end of the game. Functionality, that's going to have a lot of the attention going forward as well. More agility, more dexterity. Can't argue with either, and intelligence and strength, depending on who the character is. Poker face, we've already maxed out. I maxed out courage on him, though some people won't have it maxed out because, and same with poker face, because they didn't do pickpocketing earlier in the game. Below the belt should be maxed at 10. And then I spent a bunch of points on these skills down here. I got 7, 5, 5, 7, 4, 5. I'll probably end up turn this off at this stage in the game actually, because you don't want to push your enemies away. And that's basically what this does. You want to hold them in place so that they can't move, so that they can be spammed with more attacks. So we're going to turn that off now. Flip also turned off. We got Feint, or however you pronounce that thing, and Spirit Force to level 4. So that's pretty good. Still don't need to provoke an enemy. I've never used that in battle, nor do I think I ever will. But it's there if you're interested in it. That's pretty much how my characters have set forward using all the excess skill points that I had floating around. Our equipment is pretty much standard at this point. It hasn't really changed in a long time. So we'll just run over those real quick. And yes, this is the final party. Let's head in. Awesome dungeon music. Ah, they're waiting for us. Let's greet them properly. Well, we weren't coming from that far away, but okay, sure. Ruprecht, I'm guessing that's German. I can't pronounce German words, so my apologies. I'm not sure where his name comes from, but I've heard that name somewhere before. And that's a very strange pronunciation or spelling for Nicholas. Originally, the 10 wise men were named after angels in the original Japanese, but along with all the other censoring they did and the botched translations, they lowered them all and changed them all to different things. I'm not sure what most of the names reference. Some of them might be Norse in terms of, referencing Norse mythology or something like that, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked them up because I'm not particularly interested in it. All I know is they're originally either the names of actual angels, angel castes, that type of thing, and they really were building up this 10 wise men, you know, God's 10 wise men kind of thing, right? But in the translation we got, at least on the PlayStation, we didn't get it. On the PSP version, we do get a better idea of it. Alright, let's annihilate these guys. I think one of them can teleport or something like that. Look at that. And we got some reverse dolls, which I don't need.
Looks like I'll be popular with the ladies again.
Bowman's going to be popular with the ladies again. I don't think I've ever recognized hearing that soundbite, but okay then, sure. Now, I'm not sure what that's supposed to indicate, but yeah, we've killed 2 of them or 3 of them here in about 2 minutes, and a few episodes back we killed 3 others in about 10 minutes. I have a feeling they're not going to be all that much more challenging than that. But I could be wrong. Let's find out. Yeah, when I was talking about it before, about the crest they were saying, the only crest I see is right above the door there. That's the only one I see. I'm not sure what other one they're talking about. Anyway, I'm going to take this route, even though according to my map there's no treasure here, but it's kind of unique because I believe this is the only empty room that's a dead end in the entire of this final dungeon. It's really weird that way. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna have some new enemies to deal with here. Or the same enemies we've seen before. We've seen these guys before. They don't pose a lot of challenge. I do know at this point I do have effort running on everybody. Effort is in here, or practice rather. Yeah, so practice is running for everybody at level 10. I don't think it stacks. I think just whoever has it on, you know, that's what you'll get. You'll get the effects of level 10. I don't think you get it a combined effect of all of them, but I believe it slightly lowers your abilities in battle, but it really is almost unnoticeable at this stage in the game. Okay, so we want to go up here and into this doorway here. Now, I'm going to be jumping around the dungeon and avoiding taking every single path because there's a lot of paths in here, and most of them lead around in circles.
I will make you fall.
And the battles really aren't difficult. Once you have access to all the forms of item creation we do, and the weapons, and all that kind of stuff, there really isn't a whole lot of reason to struggle in most random encounter fights. Now, if you had gone further to the right up there, you would have found a door that led to another door, to another door, to another door, and continued all the way up. So that'll be our fastest way of getting out. At some point, we will be wanting to get out. But right now, we don't really need it. But yeah, I'm just going to be jumping around in the order that gets me the treasure in the fastest possible way, and then we'll get to the end after that. We're going to go here. Got 3 more treasure chests, a left cross, a nuclear bomb, which we'll never use, and a spark whip, which I'm assuming is one that we could buy, I believe. Yes, it's the one we could have bought. That doesn't really help us. Let's take a look at some of those other items that we've been picking up around here. I'm hoping they're all at the bottom. Left cross increases the HP of the user, makes you weak to a bunch of things, protects against a bunch of things. I will never use that. Let's see, we already know what that is. I guess some of the other ones we already had. Mithril Shield, Heraldry Book, junk, and more junk. Alright, continue down this path.
I'm coming.
More enemies that die really quickly.
We have a full score.
That ability there that you just saw with the skull and the green mist, that's tear gas. It's very, very good for normal enemies. Or, not normal enemies, for bosses, because it hits a lot of times. However, it takes a long time to set up. So you're usually better off using someone like, say, Claude, maybe with the normal attack, or Ripper Blast, to set things up and make, you know, kind of distract the enemy so that you can set up the other one.
Stay focused.
We've seen these guys before. They're annoying. They're still here. They still give a lot of experience. And they still have the ability to paralyze and potentially even stone. If you saw all those damage numbers at the bottom of the screen, they do drop Sylvan Mail.
Hey!
Wow. I don't think I've ever got 2 of them in one battle before.
Not yet.
Learn Sakura attack. But, yeah. So, you can fight them. They still can petrify and stone you. So, we do have protection against the stone aspect of it, though not the petrification one. You could take off the fairy rings and put paralysis checks on, or have the Mithril Shield, or in your case, nope, the Gene Shield. I don't think you can use the Gene Shield. No, you cannot. And those don't protect against anything. But yeah, there's that. Let's take a look at specialties. We've got some new killer moves in the last little while we should probably throw on. Mirror Slice. The first time you play this game, you'll probably think this is the best ability, because it hits like 8 times fully leveled up. But in the time it takes to execute the attack, you're better off using either Ripper Blast or even a normal attack. So it's not as good as you might think it is. Alphon 1, I think, can hit up to 5 times when it's fully leveled, which is somewhere around this level. Explosion Pills, we've got to be getting pretty close to maxing that one out in proficiency to where it's, you know, going to be the most powerful. Tear Gas, we'll want to start trying to build up. In fact, I think I'll start controlling... no. Yes, that was the one I wanted. Hey, stop that. I'll start controlling Chisato and just spamming that one in fights. When you're trying to build up an attack that takes a long time to activate like that, you want to be in the thick of things so that you'll start to build it up, and then you'll get hit, it'll interrupt the attack, and then you can spam it again and again and again. As long as you keep getting interrupted, you won't have to wait and watch the whole animation. It still counts toward what you're trying to do. We also got something for you. We'll take that off and we'll put on Sakura attack. And have I shown off most of his other things? I believe I have. At least I've got a usage point with all of them. And no, I'm not worried about you. Have I missed anything else with Claude? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I showed off pretty much everything he could do. And what about you? We got Lightning Blade. At least this will allow me to show off something in battle that's not, you know, kind of generic me winning in 2 seconds. And then I want to take this first door here. Leads to True treasure chests, a question mark item, and a resurrection mist. Well, it looks like we got a couple things I forgot to identify over the last few dungeons. Some Damascus. And a Mithril Helm. And what did I just get here? You're giving me pet food in the final dungeon of the game. The hell? Fuck. That is ridiculous.
Here it comes. Stay focused.
Alright. So there's Lightning Blade. And Sakura attack appears to be a martial arts combo, which is actually pretty cool looking.
Looks like we won.
So we'll leave a few of those skills on. Lightning Blade we saw pretty well, and I don't really want that one on as opposed to Alphon 1. This one's good for like groups of enemies, but I need Healing Star on because I just do. So yeah, this one leads over here. Now, do I want to go down yet? I do not. This leads to the middle door right away when we entered into the area, right after we fought the bosses. And this one here, over to the right, will lead you toward another one of these teleporter things or elevators, which we don't really need to deal with. It's the straight shot up that I mentioned earlier on. since we don't have Reina in the party, her role in the rest of the game basically is healing from the sidelines. Poor Reina. At least on this path, anyway. Now let's head up here. I won't leave every battle in, but I'll probably leave a few of them in since they're going by so fast. But if we're running into those powerful guys, I probably won't. So we want to go down now that we're up here in the four-way room. Alright. This leads to a teleporter that will send us slightly back, but it's to an area that we wouldn't be able to get to before. So this will go back down to the second floor. And it should be just a treasure chest room, and that's about it. There we are. Lotus Eater. And a Beta Box. So yeah, these are both weaker weapons for characters. Beta Box, you can use like the Gamma Box, turn into the Pulse Box, which we already have. The Lotus Eater, if we can't buy it, maybe we can't buy it. There it is for Ashton. It's not bad. The one he has is better. So yeah. Alright. Now we want to backtrack to that four-way room. This time we're going to head all the way up to the north of the screen there. As a final dungeon, this area is actually pretty cool looking. It's got some good music, and some of the design is completely different from some of the other things we've seen throughout the game. You do tend to get back attacked a lot by some of the enemies around here.
Tear gas! Tear gas!
Yeah, there's tear gas. Basically, I think it hits more than any other tech in the entire game, and it's very difficult to count how many times it does actually hit, but it does get to be quite powerful. But yeah, they flood this final dungeon with a lot of teleporters, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's also quite different from pretty much anything else we've seen, so in that sense, it's pretty cool. Oh, we have new enemies. I was going to cut this out. So yeah, that's what you get out of that. That's Mirror Slice. He hits, I think, about 4 or 5 times, and then he doubles it by the time he maxes out his proficiency in it. And it's pretty useful in that sense. I'm going to try and get a good shot of Bowman using Sakura Attack, or Sakura Dance, or whatever the hell it was called. And, okay, I was looking at my map here. I printed it out this time, so I don't have to keep jumping back off screen to take a look at things. So yeah, there's Bowman's Sakura Attack to an extent. He just kind of dances around. It's a pretty useful ability for him, but it leaves him more vulnerable to attack than Explosion Pills. It's something I would, if you're interested, you could build it up as a secondary ability because Explosion Pills is actually Fire Elemental, so you could use it. I think there's only like one fight in the rest of the game, including the bonus dungeon, that you would bother to take off Explosion Pills.
Here it comes.
I'm coming.
And it's actually a palette swap of this guy. And he uses Master Attack, which is pretty powerful. Can inflict, I think, a lot of damage or maybe some status effects. Anyway. This is basically how we take out bosses at this point in the game, spamming our abilities. He gives lots of experience.
I guess that's it.
You pretty much want to fight him every time he shows up, unless you're struggling. Actually, I can grab that treasure chest. Sylvan Boots. Let's take a look at some of these things. Sylvan Boots have decent defense. Bunny Shoes are better because they make you fast. The Rune Shoes are probably for someone like you. And they give you a little bit of elemental defense and some more void. I guess they're good if you're still using mages at this stage in the game. I think that's pretty much it. Reina, do your stuff. If I can find you. Antidote. Okay. Oh, we did learn another ability. Who was it? Was it you? Preparation. Preparation, you learned it. Let's turn off 10,000 volts and turn on Preparation for a moment. See what it actually does. I don't actually know what it does. All I know is I get some of the abilities that I find particularly useful. Yeah. I'm guessing it's calling attack down from above or something like that.
My strength
Leave it
looks
up.
like
Not
I'll be
yet.
popular
But yeah, you
with
can
the
see the
ladies
amount of
again.
experience we're getting from that battle, because the last 2 battles we fought against those guys, we leveled up. Atomic Punch. More weapons that aren't as strong as the ones we already have. Now let's head back down. And we don't have all that far to go to the save point, so we'll just finish up at that save point there.
Let's fight. I will turn
We've already
you
seen
into
these
a
guys.
defense force.
But-
Can you read me?
That was easy.
Okay then, that was sad. I was trying to show off her ability preparation. You know what? Let's turn off everyone's combat strategy for a moment so I can actually show that off before the episode ends. I don't know why I went down instead of just pressing up to get there faster, but that's my brain working for you.
Well,
Let's
do
take a
Let's
look at
be
what this
careful.
does. Okay, let's go over here and do it.
Defense force. Can you read me?
This one takes way too long to activate. But I'm guessing it just hit a bunch of enemies.
Defense force. Can you read me? Defense force. Can you read me?
With our Star Guards, we'll still manage to do a bunch of damage to these guys. There you go.
Tear gas.
I'm going to stick with Steer Gas. It has less power-up time
Good job.
and does more damage. But, yeah. So, there's an ability not to use. I want to go back to strategy. Yeah, that would have been faster. Definitely faster. And this will be the way forward to the save point. Now, for future references, if you're ever backtracking through, this will lead to kind of a T-shaped room here when we get out of the elevator room. Okay. All the way up here. Eventually we get to our T-shape. Eventually I'll get there. Okay, one more elevator teleporter thing first. Then we should be at our T-shaped room. Hopefully. Here it is. Alright. So yeah, save point over on this side. If you go down the teleporter pads on this side on your way out, that'll be your fastest and most direct way out. And we will want to head out at one point, but we have to get all the way to the end before we'll have any reason to do that. And I'll go into that when we actually get to there. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.